tell us the trivia question and tell us the answer.
So once again, the trivia question was, what is the longest structure ever built by man? The answer? Dun, 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 the Great Wall of China! Oh my God! I would have never guessed! Holy moly!
All right.
Yeah.
It does make so much sense.
It is.
It does, yeah.
It's
when
the
you hear
Great
it.
Wall of China.
Yeah.
I heard you can see it from space.
I heard that too. Is it the only man-made structure you can see from space?
That is my understanding. I don't know what else.
Interesting.
I've never
Well,
been
what
to
else do you
space
know
to
about it? Does anyone
verify
know
that.
any fun facts
Well-
about the Great Wall of China?
To begin, we can talk about the construction.
Yeah, I would like to talk
So
about
that actually began around 221 BC. And interesting,
old,
like the
too.
labor force is mostly made up of soldiers and convicts, so people have no choice. And apparently, they say approximately 400,000 people died during the construction, many of them buried in the wall itself.
Whoa.
It's the cost of doing business.
Yeah, I mean, you want to build a wall?
Right, that extends 3,000
Wow.
miles.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know, do you?
Yeah. So a couple of things. One thing about the Great Wall of China is we think of it as the picture was just shown, this kind of, beautiful wall flowing through, forested mountains. But in fact, so the entire length of the wall was not just like that. Certain portions of the wall are actually just earthen mounds or much simpler stone structures. And my understanding is that even certain parts of the wall were like segments of rivers or natural land barriers as well. So archaeologists over time have realized that the wall was actually longer than they thought it was originally, but that includes all of these additional structures. And another kind of interesting thing is that the wall is in a little bit of disrepair in a number of parts, which partially has to do with its age, right? If construction began in 221 BC, we're talking about a slightly
couple
old
thousand.
thing. But in more recent history, under Chairman Mao, Chairman Mao, as a dictator of China, I don't know if dictator is an appropriate word, but I believe that what was
Along
what it
those
was.
lines,
leader.
really. I mean.
A leader of China, let's say.
You could say.
People at the time, it's during the Communist Revolution, and there's a lot of poverty and people wanting to build their own houses and have their own land. And people were looking for stone, and Chairman Mao was like, I know a place where there's a lot of rocks. So actually, large portions of the wall were taken apart by people taking stones to build homes out of those
Wow.
walls. It's just an interesting fact that I learned recently listening to a podcast, actually.
That is really
That is
interesting. I have a map up on my.
Oh, killer.
Oh wait! Oh, I lost it. There it is. Up on my. Oh, it keeps.
Lost it.
Anyways, there it is. A map, so you can kind of see this is where it goes. Just so you can see, this is why it is the longest structure built by a man, because there's a lot of it. There is a lot of it.
Yeah.
But it was built by or constructed mainly during the Ming Dynasty, at the time that you mentioned, and UNESCO actually designated it a World Heritage Site. So not a seven wonder of the world like we talked about last week, but it's still a World Heritage Site.
Yeah, it's actually, you said it's like 3,000 miles long, but it's also like a substantially like wide and tall. So it's ranges between 15 to 50 feet wide at its base, and it can rise from 15 to 30 feet tall or high. So it's a pretty like substantial wall all around, like even like pieces of it. And they actually, for a while, had guard towers distributed at intervals along it, which, I don't know, 3,000 miles of wall.
It's wild,
I've seen
isn't it?
pictures
A lot
of
of
the
guards.
guard towers too. You can kind of see pictures of the guard towers on my screen. So you have different guard towers.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
How many people it would take to man all of those?
A lot of guards.
Yeah.
lot
What was
of guards.
does anybody know the purpose, original purpose of it?
Was it not to keep the Mongolian hordes out? That's
Oh, was it?
my really basic understanding.
That'd be difficult
Yeah,
to do
I mean,
for
that's my basic
3,000 miles, you know?
Standing too,
Yeah.
but yeah, it does. It seems so difficult to keep somebody out of that large of an area.
Yeah, this actually says the Mongol dynasty established by Genghis Khan The Great Wall held little importance for the Mongols as a military fortification. Soldiers were assigned to man the wall in order to protect merchants and caravans traveling along the
trade
profitable
routes.
trade routes. So maybe it was like,
So in reality, it's not even a wall
Sections
so
of
much
it.
as a like route, like a travel route
Yeah.
on some level.
yeah.
Huh. You know, I have to fact check us on the, you can see it from space. So it turns out that you cannot see it from space, at least in the sense of being on the moon.
Right.
But apparently it is visible from low orbit as long as
So what
sun and
qualifies
weather
as
conditions.
space?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Space.
So I think there are those images of Earth from afar, and you can make out the line. But if you were standing on the moon, I don't think you'd be able to be like,
That's too far.
there it is.
There's the wall.
Well, you can certainly see on Google Images.
You can certainly see it.
And that's more than we can say about North Korea.
It's true. That is true. But that's
That
about
is
the
very
only
true.
thing you can't see on Google Images.
That
at
is
this
very
point.
true.
Subscribe!
Come on, push the button.
You know
Yeah, you want to.
Do it.